And there we have it. The road to Budapest is set. Barcelona drew Newcastle United. I'm not going to lie, gentlemen. It is one of the easiest brackets that we have had in a good minute. Some people will say last season's bracket was easy. I do not agree with that statement. Inter Milan, Dortmund, and Benfica have all won the UCL. They have. In this year's bracket, Barcelona only has a UCL. Every other club in this bracket has never won a UCL. Not one. Atleti, Tottenham, and Arsenal have been to a final, but they have choked. They have been robbed, but they haven't won it, unfortunately. Barcelona will be taking on Newcastle United. This is a good sign for every Barcelona fan because we all know we've all been waiting for the European trophy for years. Since 2019, when Messi promised the UCL and unfortunately he fell short, it hurt. And since then, we have been on the downfall. We have been in the mud, in the gutter. It's been a dark time. Hansi Flick has come into this team and done wonders. Took Barcelona to a semifinal against all the odds. We have to really talk about the possibility here. Barcelona is literally the only team with a UCL. They have 5. Arsenal are the biggest team at the moment to be favorites just because of where they are. They're top of the league in the UCL, top of the league in Premier League, in a Carabao Cup final, in the FA Cup. So they're on track to win the quadruple. But the big but is their mentality. Barcelona has humbled and embarrassed Arsenal multiple times in the European competition. It has happened multiple times. And no disrespect to Bodo Glimt or Sporting, there are two fantastic sides. They have beat a lot of good teams in the league phase. So do not think that those are two easy teams. Leverkusen can pull an upset. People will always say, "Oh, Leverkusen is a German side," because of English arrogance. The English arrogance will always back the Premier League just due to the league being the most competitive and having the most money. But whenever it comes to these knockout phases, you do not always have to side with the favorite because I'm telling you, you will be humbled. The knockout phase is a different ball game. A little bit of luck and a little bit of faith will go a long way in this tournament. Atleti Tottenham, I'm telling you, Newcastle, I'm very confident in beating. We've already beaten them. Now, Eddie Howe, he does learn from his mistakes, and I think he's going to figure out the high line because he has two really good players in Alanga and Gordon where they have pace. They have incredible pace, man. You cannot disrespect Newcastle United. The good benefit is though the second leg will be played at the Camp Nou. Atleti and Tottenham. I know everybody is saying Atleti's going to go through, but Tottenham, it's the history of the Tottenham. They are crap. They are 15th fighting relegation in the Premier League. They have been beaten. But let me tell you something. Historically, Tottenham will show up to these random games and be the underdog and somehow, some way fight tooth and nail and get across the finish line. It is very unique with Tottenham. I am not even joking about that. Atleti most likely would go through, but don't count Tottenham completely out because the second leg will be played at the Spurs Arena, even though they've had a horrible home record. Atleti, on the other hand, is coming off of a lot of games to be playing Tottenham. Now, Atletico Barcelona, historically, we have been humbled by Atleti. They have knocked us out twice in the quarterfinals with some of the best teams we have seen at the Barcelona club. It is crazy. 13-14 knocked out quarterfinals. 15-16 knocked out quarterfinals. Atleti, Diego Simeone, for some reason, shows up against Barcelona, but he does get robbed against Real Madrid. It has happened, but that's to your opinion if you agree or not. But this side, you see two clear cut favorites, Barcelona and Arsenal. They are very clear cut favorites on this side. to get to a semifinal, and it will be fought between those two clubs to get to the final on this side of the bracket. Now, the heavyweights on this left side, on the white path, my goodness, literally every single European giant is here. Paris Saint-Germain, Chelsea, Liverpool, Real Madrid, Man City. For the sixth bajillionth time, they play against each other. But I don't mind it. I love it seeing City humble Real Madrid. Bayern Munich, Atalanta. That is sensational. Those quarterfinals on that side of the bracket will be the most gut wrenching because it will be a bloodbath over there. Pure chaos. Pure and utter European chaos. And we love it. Oh my goodness. This is sensational. Now, the big thing we really need to look at too is the current schedule. Obviously, tomorrow, Saturday, Barcelona will be taking on Villarreal for the last game in February. That will be played on the 28th. But literally, we have to play Copa del Rey again against Atletico Madrid being down 4-0. That is a tall order to ask because depending on how Villarreal goes, mentally, it'll pretty much give confidence to the players because a remontada will be very difficult. Athletic Club Bilbao is scheduled to play against Barca on Sunday, March the 8th, and then they have to go and play Newcastle away on March the 10th. Within 2 days, they have to play. This is a little absurd. I think there's rumors of them changing and rescheduling because they need to. They need to have at least 3 days for flights and for accommodation. And then after that, you got Sevilla, Newcastle United again, Rayo Vallecano. Man, the month of March will be hectic because after the March 22nd, it will be international break. Oh my goodness. The business end of the season, gentlemen, is going to be a little difficult. It really will be because we have, at the end of the day, we have to really tell ourselves. We have to ask ourselves, let me say that. We have to ask ourselves, can we really do it? I believe yes. Hansi Flick has genuinely brought so much hope and desire in this club and brought back a lot of offensive position based football to where a lot of teams have to respect Barcelona's attacking power. Sure, they're weak defensively. We'll give them that. No one is denying that fact. But at the end of the day, we all know what Barcelona is. It's the way you win. That's the Barcelona ideology. Always been that way. La Sexta can happen this season. It really can. I don't really mind if we go out in Copa del Rey. At the end of the day, Hansi Flick won the domestic treble last season. It's okay if he can't bring home the Copa del Rey again because Atletico Madrid is only fighting for that. They may not even survive Tottenham because Diego Simeone looks done. He looks tired, fatigued. He might be at the end of his ropes and might be leaving after this. Been 15 years at Atletico, and he has developed them to be such a powerhouse in Spain and in Europe. But listen, Atletico Madrid is not that scary when it comes to the Copa del Rey, but they will try their heart out because, like I said, they're going to be fighting for this trophy. That's the only thing that they have a genuine shot at winning. That's what they're focused on. But let me know what you guys think. I really want to hear what people think. I know we lost De Jong. Frankie is out for a couple of weeks. He won't be playing in any of these games in the month of March. We may see him back in April because he wants to be ready for the World Cup. He doesn't want to be injured, and I don't blame him. He missed all of the Euros due to injury, and he wants to play in the World Cup. But this will be very interesting. I'm excited. I feel invigorated. I know Barcelona, and this feels like a sensational year. I know we don't have our best defensive end, but listen, sometimes you don't have to be the best to win the UCL. We've seen it happen. We have seen it happen. Sometimes the best club doesn't win the UCL. It is a tournament. It's who beats their opponent on that given day. That's how a tournament goes. But let me just say this one more time. Barcelona will win this Champions League. I can bet on that. Yes, I can bet on that.